Okay, so this next story, it is not from Reddit, it's not from Cora, it's from a follower. She wants to stay anonymous, which I'm totally fine with. So I am going to start reading, so just know, not my story, it's my follower's story. A year ago, I met my best friend. One day we started talking about how I wanted a meal plan. And so she suggested I reach out to her brother, who was a trainer and knew a lot about meal plans. I did just that and messaged her brother. Our conversation started about the meal plans, then they were quickly changed to conversations of things we had a lot in common. It felt as if we were soulmates. A lot of what he told me mimicked what I had been through in the past. He started to confide in me and told me he was married. Apparently, he wasn't happy because he felt as if his wife only had him around in order for him to take care of the kids. Because of that, he did not want to stay married to her. I gave him the advice to talk to his wife, to let her know how he felt and what he needed from her. He was hesitant. We continued to talk. It first began with a few days here and there to daily talking for months. We only talked over the phone, but got closer and closer every day. Let me just say, I knew I was in the wrong, and by the end of the story, I'd realized how dumb I was. I ended up going on a work trip to the town where he lived at the time. We decided to meet for the first time, and I felt like we were soul-tied with the connection we had. The first time we met, he opened the door to the hotel room and our eyes locked. It felt as if we both spoke to each other through our eyes. We smiled and stared at each other nonstop. After that, we hugged each other for what felt like forever. During our conversations, he had mentioned that he was socially awkward, but I felt like it disappeared once we met. That night, we ended up sleeping together. I left back home after my work trip was over, but he continued talking and growing closer each day. We continued, my bad. I made sure to make trips every other week in order to see him. He made sure to change his morning workouts at the gym to late night so we could see each other. He would either come to the hotel his sister and I would stay in, or I would drive to the gym to go see him. By this point, we were telling each other, I love you. I ended up finding out that I was pregnant. I was happy and made sure to tell him right away. Once he found out, he started to pull away. He told me he finally sat down with his wife and she stated to him she would work on herself and the issues he felt needed to be fixed in the marriage. But after telling me that, he continued to tell me that he loved me and felt like he just owed it to her to work on the marriage. But also ended the conversation saying he wanted me to continue driving down to see him. At the end of summer, he told me he was moving to another state with his wife. He started acting unusual. I felt like something was off. I did ask if it was because he met someone else, but his answer to me was no. It was only because he wanted to work things out with his wife. Since then, the conversations were less and less.